We are live in the tea room. Don't you love our new theme music?
It's so fun.
It's so
great.
fun.
What was the
Makes me wanna
inspiration?
dance. Okay, well, I'm not going to say it. It's a very well-known, serious Jewish religious hymn, would I say, Nadine? Set to techno music. See if you can figure out what holiday it's from. I'm not going to say.
Should we say at the end?
Today? No,
Yeah.
I want to see who's listening. I want you to listen closely to our theme song and tell me what Jewish holidays cantorial music I set to techno.
Yeah,
okay?
I hear it. I mean, I
Thank
know what
you.
it is.
Your husband
but I
didn't hear it.
He didn't hear it.
If I went to shul often enough, I might recognize it.
and any
Oshri married in. Let's just get that
and
straight.
any Jew, even Jews who come just a few times a year, they'll know this. This is classic.
This is like exactly.
This
All right, that's a
isn't
huge hint right there. If you don't go to synagogue often, but even if you go once or twice a year, you should know this melody.
Well, you have a music background, right?
Yeah, I do. I record music. I was a music major, and I'm always on the road, going to gigs, comedy shows, and that's what I listen to. In order to keep driving, I'm on Sirius XM. I'm on BPM all night long. And
So
what,
like
EDM?
Yeah. I love EDM. I like dubstep, all that stuff. It just keeps me up. My kids make fun of me.
They don't listen to it?
They hate it.
So kids don't like EDM?
They like the Jonas Brothers, the
What?
Weeknd.
The Jonas Brothers, that's like so 8 years
like
ago.
old.
Do you want to know what they call? No, I'm telling you. You know what they call EDM and dubstep? Mom music.
Because I feel like people who listen to
You
EDM,
can't even.
it used to be like the young, cool thing. And I guess it just...
Now it's
grew.
like I think it's like 25 and up, but to teenagers it's like ugh. They think like I'm like, wait for it, here's the drop, and it's like dar, and my kids are like, oh my god.
No, my kids
lame.
like trap music.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's like
I don't
part and
I don't
parcel of the
even really
same.
know what they like because I don't like any current stuff. So I'm
Look,
not
I have
such a
my-
music person.
Great Next Synagogue mug. We got to get Talia Reese, Tea Room with Talia Reese mugs.
Yes.
But for now, we're in the Great Next Synagogue. By the way, the rabbi wished me a mazel tov on the podcast.
Oh,
Very excited.
Did he listen?
I hope you
No,
didn't.
he said his wife, the Rebbitzin, told him he's not allowed
Okay,
to listen
good.
to it. But we still got a mazel tov.
Yeah, wish a mazel tov from a nice distance. It's all good.
It's all good. Actually, I was in the shul yesterday. Yesterday was Shabbat. Right, we record on Sundays and then we air them on Wednesdays. So yeah, yesterday. This is what I love. I love Saturdays because I go from like shul to a comedy club. It's like as a Gemini, that's like the perfect balance that I need to like keep me sane. Because I don't go to therapy. That's what I do. But they had it was interesting. They had this speaker. A woman who told really inspirational stories. Like we went, it was like before Shalashuda's time.
Jackie Beaton.
Jackie
She comes every
Beaton.
year.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah?
I intended to go, but I must have passed out or something. And
Yeah, no, a friend of mine, I wasn't going to go. And then this friend of mine stopped by my house. What do you think of the pop by? When people just kind of pop by.
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it depends who it is.
I feel like the day is so long, especially now, that on a Saturday, it just makes the time go by faster.
That's
Right.
true. Like imagine somebody pops by on a Sunday. You're just like, okay, thanks, whatever. On a Saturday, it's
It's
like,
hey, come in, yeah.
what's going on? Tell me things I don't know about you.
Like my husband
Yeah.
can nap all day, but I can
Yeah.
nap maybe 20 minutes to an hour. So yes, I like the social interaction on Saturdays.
Not a napper. I'll sleep late. I don't.
So
like,
you
I don't
get
nap.
this pop by.
Oh yeah.
And the pop by is like, let's go.
She's like, dude, I'm not letting you out of it. So because this nice woman speaker is coming to the shul, and so a few people were like, because I speak, so they're like, you got to hear the speaker. Tells you like she's great, you're gonna love her, and you should come. And so,
But she's serious. She's not funny, right?
She's funny. She's a
funny.
great
Yeah.
storyteller.
She's a very animated storyteller and beautiful. And I learned a new word. I learned zoche.
What does that mean?
Privilege, right?
Okay.
Like, okay.
Be like merited. Yeah.
Merited, yeah. So that's like my new word I was using.
that
all
Yiddish?
night. It's Hebrew, right?
Hebrew?
Yeah, Hebrew.
So now I can throw that in. I'm I'm zoche to have a late night comedy show after Shabbos.
Right. You're privileged. You're merited. You're
Yeah.
lucky.
I love that I can still be learning things. It really. Oh, and also she would talk about Olam Haba, which we know the world to come after we die. So, all right, we're not getting too heavy, taking heavy things, making them light. It's what we do in the tea room. But then she would balance that out. She'd talk about Olam Haba and then Olam Hazeh. like this world. I just never heard anybody refer to like just being alive as we're in this olam hazeh and then olam haba. And it's like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. I know it's like so basic, but I don't know. I
but
find these little
sometimes
things
it's
so exciting.
A basic comment,
sounds
a
very
basic
exciting.
idea, illuminated, is interesting, right?
Yeah. So I learned 2 things.
I'm sorry I didn't go. I should have
Yeah.
gone.
Oh, but I mean, these things I'm mentioning now, like, you know, right?
Yeah, you know we're
like,
in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm somewhere in between Hazeh and Haba. Like, that's where I am. But no, I really enjoyed it, and I got these as a surprise gift. Somebody saw my Denny, so I shot, this Denny's video that kind of went regionally viral.
Regionally.
I know. I just made up that term. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
No, I
it's
like it. It's
regional.
not like anyone in like Sudan is watching.
But so these are very on trend. These little cherry beach slipper sandals.
Hold one up.
Should I hold one
Yeah,
up?
take off a shoe.
You know what? Why not? Can
Yeah,
you
if you're
look
on
at this?
YouTube, you could see
Look
it.
at this. Look at this. Look at this.
So that's from
on
Denny's?
trend. Yeah. So I was wearing these yesterday, and there were people in the shul notice, and bunch of teenage girls. This cracked me up. They were like, "We love your shoes, and we saw your video. You come up on my For You page on TikTok," which like totally makes my day.
Yeah.
And this was hilarious. This one girl says to me, "By the way, I went camp shopping with my mom," and I was like, "I need new sheets." And she's like, "No, you don't. You'll just bring the emoji ones from last year." And she goes, "Mom, emojis are out."
She's like Talia Reese told me.
Talia Reese said in
If
her
a
video.
teenager gives you a compliment, it's like the highest form of praise.
Really?
I agree.
Oh, I think so.
Oh, then
Because they're so
thank
critical.
God. Oh my God. Okay.
I
Oh,
had
I'm
a
so relieved.
compliment. I was in Israel for Passover. I was at a bar mitzvah.
Of course you were. I love you so much. Go.
And my friend's daughter gave me a compliment on my outfit. She asked if it was some brand. It wasn't,
Ooh.
but I was like
It
riding.
wasn't.
I was riding on that high. I wrote to my friend, like, I'm still feeling this compliment. Like, this is just,
Yeah.
there's nothing
Teenager.
better.
No,
than
and
that
Does
kind
it
of
matter,
validation.
Girls or boys?
Boys
Does
are
it
not going
matter?
to give compliments. I feel like when I came to your house for lunch and you told me your girls thought I was so cool, like
Yes.
that made me feel cool.
Yeah.
Like that, and I love that you
Yeah.
remember that. That was like a year ago. I haven't had a meal in my
Well,
house
you know,
in a long
The
time.
compliments don't come
year
that
ago.
often. They're far and few in between. So
They did. It's true. My girls were like, "I didn't know Oshri was cool. Like, she's really cool." Yeah, that was nice. Okay, this really cracked me up. So it was a lot of women there. Everyone was excited to hear Jackie Beaton, the speaker, who I think she was wonderful, really interesting and inspiring. And so it wasn't a lot of time to socialize. But one woman comes up to me, and she was like this woman who she used to be the mikveh lady, like in the past. And she was like, "Hi, how are you?" She has the schmatz on her head. "I remember you. How are your daughters?" And, and I'm like, "Oh my God, so nice to see you." And then, and the girl I went with my friend Lisa.
So nice to see you in clothes.
Yeah, exactly. "Oh, wow, you look great." I'm like, "Do I?" That means a lot coming from you. And I'm sitting with my friend Lisa, who, she's my friend, and she used to be the substitute. Mikveh lady is, I can't even.
The woman that I guess this is my forte. The woman that oversees the ritual bath.
Right. That
Right?
you,
Like once a month.
if you're an Orthodox woman,
Right.
you become spiritually clean after menses.
and she gets to see
I love
and she
saying
gets to
that's
see
the
everyone
word. Yeah.
everyone naked.
She
so.
gets, I think it's a big yenta job,
You know what? I think it's like a doctor after a while. Like
These women,
you,
they don't
when
care.
you just
You don't
Just
think they
get it
silently
done.
judge in their head? I'd
I
go on an
don't
ass like that.
know. I'll ask Lisa, because so I go with Lisa.
you
So
gotta do the quick strip and dip. I mean,
strip and dip. You gotta do the strip and dip.
strip
go to
and
the
you take off the
mikveh.
robe, you dip, you're out, boom,
Business.
business.
Biznatch. Just get it. We won't go there. That just elicited another thought.
Oh
So
my
then,
God.
so then I go to the shul after the lecture. I'm like, "It's mincha. Let me get a shmona esrei in there." Wow, I'm going heavy on the Jew today, but I'm really like, I'm feeling this. And then this other woman sees me. She comes, "Hi, how are you?" She comes, sits next to me. She was the Shabbos substitute mikveh lady. I live really close to the shul.
We've got 3 mikveh ladies now.
3 mikveh, and she felt really comfortable. She saw me and was like, "Oh my, how are you?" Sits next to me. That's intimate. You sit like 2 ladies davening Shmona Esrei at Mincha Shabbos together.
Who
She
will
feels-
see you naked.
I said to myself, the only people I've spoken to today are all mikveh ladies. Wow, I'm like a mikveh lady magnet. And I started to think, why do the mikveh ladies like me? And then I realized, I think I know why. I'm very comfortable naked.
So I've been a mikveh lady. I don't know if I ever told you guys this.
Have you seen Talia naked?
No.
Not yet.
No, I'm telling you, before you say that, when my friend Lisa, I showed up and like my friend is the substitute mikveh lady. I walk in and she's trying to act normal, like, all right, let's go. And I was like, no, this isn't happening. And then I left and I went to the other mikveh across town. I was like, no offense, but we're not doing
You went
this.
to your friend's husband for a colonoscopy and you couldn't have your friend see you naked for 5 seconds?
That's different.
No,
That's
it's not.
Yes,
that's worse.
No,
that's worse.
It's not, because he guaranteed me that he only sees up the asshole.
Yeah, but you were sedated. How you know he didn't like lift those flaps to look at those cheeks a little bit?
Okay, I don't know.
And you never will know.
But I was sedated, so who knows? I'm not sedated at the mikveh.
No, that'd be very dangerous.
There was that guy in Maryland.
In Washington, D.C., I used to go to that
Oh, there
shul.
was... Wait, there
At
was the
Kesher.
camera,
The
right?
peeping mikveh guy.
Yeah, I used to go there when I was an intern.
That's terrible.
In
But-
D.C.,
but
but I
wait,
wasn't
what-
going to the mikveh then.
I cut you off though. What were you going to say? You were a mikveh lady?
So, yeah, you know,
yeah.
when I lived in New Haven, we had a mikveh on the very, very religious side of town. A woman lived in a house.
What woman?
They're like very Hasidic over there in that
Oh,
part
you're
of
saying
town.
where the mikveh was?
Yeah.
It
and
was in a
the
house?
It was a cute little house.
Yeah.
The community owned it.
Right.
She had the privilege of living in this house. And
The
in order to,
zoche.
the zoche. In
My
order
new
to
word, people. My
in
new
order to
word.
live in this house, she had to be the mikveh lady.
Oh.
And so you would make an appointment, and it was
Oh,
very
man.
private. It was beautiful. It was renovated. It was very nice.
Oh, so she's just like, get him
And
in,
there was like
get
a
him
second
out.
door. There were like 2 doors to the house.
Yeah.
And when she was away, the community had to pitch in. So that was early on. I was like young married, and I pitched in, and I used to leave a message on an answering machine. There was the internet, but I don't think we were that advanced then.
Do you need to get certified or anything, or anyone can do it?
No, you're just watching somebody take a
No, but don't you have to, like
Dunk.
remove the...
By the way, take a dunk, not take a dump.
Right.
Let's
Right,
get
I
that
was
straight.
careful with that.
Yeah.
Hopefully no dumps.
But
in
did
the
you like
mikveh.
remove? Did
Hopefully.
you remove hairs off people's backs?
Hopefully.
No, I was like,
You're like,
do you
yeah,
want me
you're
to
fine.
check, get in, get out?
Oh, you
I
didn't
mean,
touch bodies?
You don't need to.
Yeah. Oh, they get touchy.
Maybe
These
just
women
with you,
too.
Talia.
Just
Maybe
like-
that's why all
I'm
the
telling
mikveh
you,
ladies love
they
you.
love me. I was like, because I would be like, can you go up my butt? Tell me if there's anything. I was very intimate. I was like, I want to make sure there's nothing. Any loose hairs?
And I've done it.
check
I've done
my-
it here too.
No, I'm
I've
kidding.
pitched
I
in.
really, it's a weird. I think it's a business, really. I don't think you really need a lady to inspect you. I think you can inspect
Well, I
yourself.
think it's good for safety to have someone right there, like a lifeguard.
She's not a lifeguard. You just didn't have to be certified. I said anyone can do it.
Wait, a lifeguard? You mean like she needs to be certified in CPR?
Like this-
What if you
I don't
drown?
know.
In
No,
the-
that
we
would
don't
make
want any-
more sense.
Like, you know,
Training in CPR than training on how to remove hairs off your back.
we don't want any like bottom basement shul drowning things.
Look, I got used to the concept of it, and these women they're so well intentioned, and they're really there to do mitzvot. It's beautiful.
No, they're very.
But don't tell me my nail polish is chipped. You know what I'm saying? Like
You just do the run in. You do the
Yeah.
run in. You do the strip and the dip, and you're
Strip
done.
and dip.
That's it.
Strip, dip, dunk.
Strip and dip.
chicks with dip. Sorry, I don't
Chicks
know.
who dip.
Chicks who dip. Thank you. Strip
Chicks
and
who
dip.
dip.
We are chicks who dip.
That's funny.
I like
Chicks
it.
who dip.
I like
Chicks
it.
who dip.
The mikveh for me provides endless amount of comedy. In fact, this just reminded me. There was a mikveh story I told in a stand-up set. I'm going to post it this week.
You've got a great mikveh joke.
I have like 20 minutes on mikveh, but there's this one story I'm probably never going to tell again, but I told it in this one set, and I have it on video. I got to post it.
You don't put that into your general comedy because no one would understand what
You
you're talking
know,
about.
It's funny. I don't. And I've had like really kind of like big time people be like, you got to talk about this. You got to bring this, make it mainstream, make it
right, like
mainstream.
explain it.
Yeah. And I keep meaning to work on it, but I just find with stand up, if it's not relatable, you know, it just, you're never going to get that same level of laughter.
I think it is relatable. I mean, the Christians have baptism.
Yes.
They've
but
got a
they
lot
don't
of
do it
water
every month
ritual.
into adulthood.
Right, and they're clothed, right? They're not naked.
No,
That's-
they're naked.
Oh, because it's a baby.
It's a baby.
Yeah.
No, no, like
But what if
I
you
think
convert?
I've seen in movies they
Oh,
go
if
in
you convert.
clothes.
Yeah. You know what it is? I've spoken about the mikveh. I've gotten tepid laughs. Again, mainstream audiences. And then I've just had people either shout out or say, why don't you just leave your husband? Like, so get a new husband, you know? like
a husband who doesn't care about
making
mikveh?
you do this, and you. So then I realized, all right,
Like, they don't
maybe
get
I'm
it.
saying
Yeah.
it wrong. I'm not trying to sound oppressed.
Right.
So, but that is, so that's, but I stopped working on it for that reason. I guess I should come back to it, but I do have a funny clip I'm going to post.
Was that
Can't
from
wait to
last night?
see
You had a
it.
big show last night too, right?
Oh, last night was great. So Shabbat ended late. What are we at now? It's ending around close to 9. Yeah. So it was good. I had a 10:45 spot in the city, so I was able to leave later.
Yeah, no traffic.
And like it was a fun, lively late night crowd. So I wanted to kind of work on some crowd work, mixing in some new material, speaking to people. And this was hilarious. There was a woman who was a school principal in the audience. And so I got to do some of my superintendent humor on her, which
Had she seen it before?
she didn't know who I was.
Oh.
But now she's going to come to my June 18th show. I said, you're the head. So then we speak after the show. Turns out she's the head of a Jewish day school. I'm like, oh my
it's
God.
perfect.
I have like 15 minutes on Jewish day schools. You got to come and sit in the front. I told her to just buy a ticket and I'm going to upgrade her to priority so she can sit in the front.
It's for extra leg room.
And
What
I
is
can
this?
roast it. But like her job kept getting worse and worse. First, I thought she was a secular school principal making like $500,000, somewhere in New York. Then she's like, no, it's a private school. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, well, actually, it's a Jewish day school. I'm like,
Oh, you're making
okay,
nothing.
Okay. And then she goes, well, it's a Chabad in Brooklyn. I was like, you know what? Don't come. Don't.
You're like, I'll give you the ticket for free. No, you give her the ticket for free.
Yeah, now, you know what? You're right. Now I have Rachmanis on you. Now.
Rachmanis.
now
Pity.
Thank you for defining it because I had
You
no
said
idea.
that
what you
great.
asked.
Thank you. Don't I can sound really Jewish when I want to for a great next shiksa. Does anyone say shiksa anymore?
But you're not a shiksa.
No, I know. But according to Hasidic people, I might be.
It's a little. Maybe it's canceled.
Is it canceled?
I don't know.
Shiksa,
It's possible.
Schwarza.
Schwarz is canceled. You can't
Those
say
are
Schwarza.
two. That's more
But
canceled.
that's what people spoke Yiddish said.
What's the difference? What's a schwarza?
Schwarza.
Black. It's the
Schwarza,
color black.
It literally just means the color black in German.
Got it.
But I think in Yiddish it was adopted as a way to describe black people.
Yeah, and it was just
But
the
I mean,
word.
as
There
a
wasn't
way.
negativity.
It's the word. Yeah, I don't.
But if you say it and you're not a Yiddish speaker, it's not.
it's
so
sort of
nice.
like
It's
the
not
word
very nice.
Jew. If you say, "Oh, look, there's Jews," that's fine. But if you say, "Oh, look,
Like
there's
Jew down or
there's
something
Jews.
negative, right?
That's a Louis C.K. joke. He
There's
says
all the connotation.
it's so. He says, "Jew is the only word that is both like an accurate descriptor and a slur, depending on how you say
Right,
it. Either
right.
like." Oh, look, it's a Jew, or look, it's a Jew.
Guess who won the big
Oh
Everfresh
my
raffle?
God. Okay, so I always talk about this. There's this supermarket raffle, and for years it's always a Persian woman that wins.
We might have talked about this last
You
week.
put it over email,
We put it out in the universe.
and it always says, "Congratulations, Bita Charizadeh,
right, Hakakian or whatever. Right,
Hakakian, Yagubian,
Samtapur. Right,
right,
Baplapur.
Sejdapur, and it's always like, you know what? I freaking give up.
Yeah,
This is
but
like
I've still been clicking,
skewed against Ashkenazim, and
Yeah.
I just won't do it. And then
then I
Nadine.
won.
You were persistent.
Nadine had quite a week.
I had quite a week.
She in 1 week it was her son's bar mitzvah. She wins the Everfresh raffle. This is a big deal. It's a kosher supermarket. She gets a $100 gift certificate, which will literally get you 3 things.
Yeah.
But that's great.
I also won my first free giveaway on Instagram last
What'd you
week.
On
win?
Instagram. Oh,
Yeah.
what'd you win?
I won a free facial.
Oh,
yeah.
Somewhere you'd actually go.
Yeah, she looks really good. She's in Garden City. I've never been there.
Oh,
but-
Garden
Ooh.
City.
But you know, you
That's
tag the
legit.
3 people and you think nothing's ever going to happen, and then it
Oh
actually
my
happened.
God.
Yeah.
Wow. But wait, the third thing that happened.
What was
See,
the third
good things
thing?
come in threes. She you won a
Oh, right, the writing thing.
she's
Right.
gonna go to a writer's retreat. Was it through PJ Library?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
all expense
wow.
paid.
Where
is
I'm-
it?
to work on her writing.
I won a scholarship from them before to go to a general retreat that wasn't
Yeah.
with them. But this one is just all emerging Jewish writers.
She's emerging.
That's awesome.
as a
Emerging. I
Jewish
keep
writer.
emerging. I'm trying to keep emerging.
know.
I'm trying to
Where
emerge.
is it
Gotta-
located?
It's at the Highlights Foundation, which is in
Highlights?
Wayne County. Yeah, they have this great place for people who want to write for children.
No, I
Oh
think
my
of
God, do you
all
remember
ages.
those highlight
just don't leave
newsletters?
us,
Do you remember
Nadine.
those
We
highlight
need you
newsletters?
here.
Those were so
That
fun.
yeah, so that was
We need
produced
you
by
here.
a family, and at one point they started retreats, and then they opened up this whole campus. It's beautiful. I had my own little cabin to myself. I got a lot done, and I actually started writing a story while I was there about the Kotel and about the notes going into the wall.
At the Kotel.
At the Kotel.
Did I tell? That's a song. I'm gonna cut you off now.
Maybe I'll
Talk
write a
about
Mikveh
that.
story next. Who knows? Mikveh story for kids.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to start singing at the
For
Coca-Cabana.
for
Dipping-
emerging teens.
Dipping with my dad. Actually, if-
Dipping with
Dipping
dad.
with
Dipping
dad.
with dad. Actually,
That
if you
doesn't
go,
sound like a
No, it
very
sounds
kosher
bad.
story to me.
I don't think you'll get that published with PJ Library, Nadine.
if you go up
kind of troubling.
to Har HaBayit, the Temple Mount,
Ooh,
which
Har-
is
Har's
above,
Mountain, I know that.
above the Kotel, right?
Yeah.
Where the center of the Holy Temple, the Beit
Universe.
HaMikdash was. There's a custom that
Yeah.
people who go to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mikveh first. Men.
Really?
I think men specifically.
Oh yeah.
So when not the past time we were in Israel, a few times ago, my dad, my husband, and my son went to go up there.
And the
I
Holy
had no
Ghost.
interest because the Jordanian police oversees that area and I didn't want to go
Oy.
and whatever. They went to the mikveh together first.
the mikveh for the men, that's where the male members hang out.
It's like a sauna situation a
That
little
was
bit.
a pun.
Right.
No one got
Maybe
it.
it's like a sauna.
Where the male members hang
male-
out. Anyone? Anyone?
It's like
I
a
got
Russian
it.
bathhouse.
Got it.
Crickets.
The
That's
male
an
members.
inside joke in my family. That's why.
That's funny.
But,
That's a
thank-
good one. The
thank
male
you.
members hang out.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's funny.
My husband likes to say it. Wait, what was I? Oh yeah, at the Kotel.
There's no mikveh.
Oh, what do you
There's
think
no
of that?
mikveh lady at the male mikveh.
No, in fact,
God
there's-
help that
but there's
woman.
no mikveh man, which
There's
I
no mikveh
find
man.
insulting.
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
They just go in.
It's a different.
They
you
have
can
to bring
decide.
their own towel,
Wait,
though.
hang on. My Kotel song. What do you think? So I'm setting Copacabana to. Nadine? Did
Is
I
this
run
a
this
thing?
by you? I wrote a song, and it's at the Kotel instead of at the Copa.
That's funny.
But the
Yeah.
Copacabana has so many syllables, so how do you get away with
At
that?
the Kotel, Yerushalayim,
Okay, there you go.
the hottest spot south of Kivatayim. It was the only place I could think of that rhymed. At the Kotel, Yerushalayim. Music and passion was never the fashion at the Kotel. They fell in love. It's about a couple that falls in love at the Kotel.
You can
they
carry
see-
a tune.
Do they see each
I'm
over?
so jealous. I'm like tone deaf. So.
Do they see each other over the very tall mechitza there, the very tall
Yes,
barrier?
yes. It's because if you listen to the song Copacabana, there's many verses to it, and it tells a love story, and it ends in tragedy.
Oh my God.
And so I wrote
Does
a
this end in
song.
Oh,
tragedy?
I thought the only words were at the Copacabana.
That's the only words they want you to remember. But Lola, her name was Lola, so I
So
have
do you
like
do like Leia?
yeah, her name was Leia. Went to Beis Yaakov.
She's so Moshe.
I should read the whole. I have it all written out. What do you think? Does this have?
What are you
legs?
gonna do with it?
Does this have legs? It's so niche. I
It's very niche.
I don't record things a lot that are like just super duper niche because I'm like, there's like 3 people that might like this, but yeah, should I just do it? Might
Yeah, do it. Record it. It might
Okay.
go
I don't
Jew viral.
Jew
Jew viral.
Jew viral. That sounds
Juval.
like,
It's like
the
the black-
measles.
Yeah,
That-
the Black Plague.
that reminds me. So I did a show somewhere in Long Island, and these like cool Jewish moms. These are like the cool moms of the show. They're like, "Come hang out with us. Like, don't go home. Like, let's like hang out. You're so fun, And I'm like, it's so funny. People think I seem really fun when I do a show, and I mean, I'm not as fun like after a show as I am.
Don't say that.
I don't know.
disagree.
I don't know. So I went. Okay,
I guess
so
we need to put this out there
I
to all
mean,
your fans.
here's
You
the
trying
deal.
to establish
they were like,
this?
"Come, let's have fun." That kind of fun, and
For all those on audio, listening on audio, what do you...
I'm holding it like this woman had a vape pen. All right. So anyway, I went back with these women to their houses, to one of them's house, and clearly they were the cool moms, and I was not. This was like some Real Housewife stuff going on, like gorgeous kitchen, everything sparkling, immaculate.
Real Housewives of Plainview?
Yeah, right,
Right.
exactly. Or Woodbury, wherever we were. And so it was fun. They were religious though. So this one chick, she's like vaping, And she's like, here, have a hit. She's like, it's kosher. It's kosher. And I'm like thinking,
I didn't know that
smoke
vape pens
has-
have to be kosher.
And she shows me the vape pen had a hechsher on it.
What?
It had like a Circle K. And
That's some like snake oil.
yeah, right? Or some kind of oil. It was definitely
I don't know.
marijuana
Maybe it does
oil.
have to be.
And she's like, she's like, oh, I'll send you all the info. It's Burning Bush.
I like the name. That's that's smart.
It's I know, but
That's
I'm like,
funny.
that sounds like a Jewish STD.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest, do I want to smoke that? Like, what?
Do you
what
get
is
that at the
going on?
mikveh?
So, and here's the thing. Oh my God! I'll tell you though, I used to catch colds from the mikveh. I really.
You got to keep your mouth closed.
There was one germy one. I think once I switched, I'm like, you know what? That was the germy mikveh. Now it's not. It's okay.
Yeah, are they really showering before they dip?
You are supposed to shower before you dip, but not after. Did you know that? I used to shower it off, and then I was told, a mikveh lady, a Rebbitzin pulled me aside. She goes, I heard you talking about that. You don't shower after. You got
schooled.
You got to keep the mikveh waters on you during intercourse. She didn't say intercourse. She didn't say it. But that was what she was
That
trying.
was what she was talking about.
That was the drift. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not the grift. The drift. I would never call the mikveh a grift.
Really? Because you called it a business about 10 minutes ago. To go.
No, I think having a mikveh lady being a paid inspector.
Inspector.
Actually, that's kind of a grift. But
Is that a mole or a spot? Some mascara?
you should get that checked. Go to the next lady's a dermatologist. Actually, let's call her in here. Let's look at that mole.
She'll get her
Stacy,
referral
what do
fee.
you think?
Stacy.
So, there's no Stacy's at the mikveh. But anyway,
Oh my God.
so I haven't been peer pressured to do drugs since, I don't know, high school, college. So I didn't really know how to get out of it. And so she's giving me this vape pen telling me it's kosher. I'm like, oh, well, it's kosher. It's probably fine. So I take a couple like hits and like I was coughing like embarrassingly. Like they started giggling. I'm like, oh my God.
Like novice.
Like I'm the comedian. Meanwhile,
Right.
I'm like, give me, I'll be all right. I'm fine. It's totally normal.
Yeah, I do this all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm so cool. I hang with all kinds of people. And so then they're like, let's get to know each other. Maybe we can be friends. And one of them starts telling a story. And I realized I couldn't keep up with what she was saying. And then I was like, wait, what? I kept saying, what was that? What was that? And then she'd repeat herself. And it was embarrassing. And I realized I got stoned. And
That one hit.
three. I took
Three.
three in a row because I didn't know.
Right.
And I just couldn't follow. I couldn't keep up with the
I'm
conversation.
surprised you shared a vape pen.
I know. Because
Did you like wipe it down
she
first?
did. Well, she wiped her saliva off.
Okay,
with
good.
a thing because I think she saw. I was
Yeah.
kinda like I don't know.
You're a little skeeved out by that.
Yeah.
And you're like, let me get 3 in before everyone else takes it.
Yeah, I was like, are you a married mom or single mom? Because that makes a difference. If I'm
Right.
going to share
Oh,
a vape
God.
pen with you. I think about everything, right? So, but she started telling me, yeah, I grew up in Deal. No, she grew up in New Jersey, but went to school in Deal. I said, oh, so you went to an all girls school? And she's like, no, it was mixed. And then she's like, my school was really cliquey. I'm like, oh, because it was all girls. She's like, no, it was mixed. And then she's like, yeah, I'm still in touch with like a lot of people from my high school. I'm like,
All the
well,
girls.
all girls, And she's like, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Did they think you were slow?
I think they thought I was just like an idiot.
Right.
And then I realized, I said to them, you know what? No matter what you say, my brain already decided you went to an all girls school. And then the other chick was like, oh, she's like fucked up.
Right.
And then I called my husband to pick me up because I was really
Uh-oh.
embarrassed.
So
Did they ever
wait,
ask you to hang out again?
and you drove
No.
there?
So he dropped me off and then went
Got
to a
it.
Starbucks because we were just going to go home after. And then he's like, no, go with your friends. I'll do some work.
He's the best.
Yeah. Chaim is nice.
He's the best.
He was very angry with me.
With you?
Yes.
Why?
Uh-oh.
Well, you have like a 20-foot plant in your foyer.
Yes.
And he is very proud of it. And I'm like,
Yes.
I think you need to trim that
Thank
down. And
you.
he's like, did Talia put you up to this? And I'm like, no, it's just absurd looking.
I think I noticed it.
I've been saying that. He's like, it's big and beautiful. And he keeps trying to convince me that it's impressive.
And I was like,
this is not sounding like.
I'm like, it looks like you have ivy growing in your house. Like this is.
Okay.
Like it looks like a jungle.
Thank you for the reality check.
I'm like, Baomer haircut.
Yeah.
Like, give it a trim.
Is that when you trim the plants too, Nadine, on Baomer?
You know what? I don't really have any more plants because apparently a lot of them are toxic to dogs.
Oh God!
Leading in.
All right, dog minute.
Again.
Nadine, you get 1 minute. 1 minute to talk. All right, Billy,
Countdown.
let's time her. I'm doing literally an iPhone. All right, let's hear it.
You're wasting your time by laughing.
Let's hear a dog
Well,
chokhmah.
I'm kind of a dog person and a plant person, and I've had a few plants, and I've had some big plants, but I started looking them up. You can't have plants with dogs. If they eat them, something will happen. I don't need any, dog
This
disasters.
is fascinating, isn't it?
Wait, what are we talking about? You lost me on plants and dogs.
Billy
This
is
is for
showing
all
me. It's
the
been
dog
22
people.
seconds.
This is for all
that's
the
enough.
dog people in our audience.
So no plants in a house with dogs.
Pretty much.
That's the takeaway.
Pretty much, unless they're like high up and they're not gonna like eat a falling
like
leaf.
my plant.
Yeah, that's
really
probably
high.
fine.
Yeah, and also, Carrie accused me of killing your other plant in your living room. Do you remember that?
Oh, because
I had them.
you had the shades closed.
No, I wanted you to get a new planter that looked a lot better.
Right.
And then he put in the new planter and suddenly it died and he blamed me. But now you have a very healthy plant there, so it's obviously not the planter's fault. I explained that to him.
In the same planter.
It's the same planter, new plant, and it's doing just great.
Well, Oshri, I just put Oshri in charge of every design element.
Well, that was
in my
Plant
house.
Minute, folks.
That was Plant Minute. Billy's showing me the minute is up. We covered dogs and plants.
We are good.
We are
for at
good.
least a week. I don't want to hear about it.
That's it. So we're close to wrapping up. I think, Oshri, you had a social seen on
Seen It
social
on
post.
social.
I have no idea what she's going to read. And
I'm the only one who's seen it. So
Okay,
love your honest
I'll give
feedback.
you
Put
my
my
honest
processing,
reaction.
listening ears.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I hosted a wine and paint night for my friends. I
Oy.
went out all day cooking and spent a ton of money on groceries and painting supplies. My friends brought some wine, cheese, and cookies. Not only did they not comment on my beautiful new kitchen renovation that I've been talking about for the 6 months,
Oh, no.
but as they were leaving, they took back the food that they had brought with them, which I thought was very bizarre.
Wow.
They even went the extra mile and started packing up the dessert I had made, which
Wait,
I
hang
had
on.
not offered them.
Okay, hang on. This person posted anonymously, I assume?
Of course,
okay.
anonymously.
Okay.
I made all this food thinking I would have leftovers to last me the entire week.
Right.
I've been to their homes, and every time I've brought food, I've always emptied my Tupperware on their platter and left the food for them.
Of course.
I don't want to sound petty, but I would never take food home that I took to someone else's house. I even saw one of my friends had wrapped the 3 blocks of cheese she had brought in my paper towels and put it in her purse.
Oh, wow.
Am I being too sensitive or petty?
No, I think this woman needs a new friend
She
group.
needs new friends.
Yeah.
This is
Gee.
weird. Cheese in a purse?
I don't know. You have dogs? Is that what, no more dogs talk.
I mean,
I will say
this
this.
is weird.
I mean, you went through a kitchen renovation.
Yeah.
And if you talked about it and you knew that your friends were coming over and they didn't say anything about it, you'd be like, what is wrong with this person?
Even if I never talked about it,
Right.
anytime anyone comes into my house, like, you did your kitchen.
Yeah, even if they don't like it in their head, they'd be like, well, you did your kitchen. Wow, like something.
Or just it's a new kitchen. It's like
Right.
new. How bad? Unless she did like some weird, ugly design. Maybe she did something really out there and people like don't want to comment on it.
This person is looking for advice as to like whether to get new friends or not. Is that what this
No,
person
she's like,
is
am I
looking
being
for?
too petty? But I will say this. My other thought was, if you are cooking and expecting leftovers for the week, make extra and don't put it all out. Like, why would you ever be putting it out and
Actually,
expecting you're going to eat from it the whole week? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, if I'm having a dinner party, I'm not making food saying, oh, goody, I'm going to have leftovers.
Right.
Yeah, and like leftovers from a buffet is very
It's also
iffy.
kind of germy. But I always hope everything gets eaten.
But if
I
you
make
brought
something.
food to someone's house
Oh,
and there was a bunch of it left
all right,
over,
I'll say
would
this.
you take some of it
yes,
back?
I do.
But you would ask.
No,
you wouldn't just.
If it was
they
gluten-free.
offered.
If it was because I will specifically make gluten-free items, and I have a gluten-free daughter. So anything gluten-free, I'll be like, "You think you're going to eat this tomorrow? Because I'm taking it home." But I'll go out of my way to make a point. Make a joke because it's gluten-free. But if it's not gluten-free, no.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it again.
I'm like the opposite of this one. When I have people over, I don't eat leftovers. I don't like the
Yeah.
way it tastes. I think it's gross. So I want people to take it.
Well, you
Otherwise,
have
I'm
the
gonna throw it
host-
out.
The host
Yeah.
has to offer that. Once
Yeah.
it's on the
There- you
host
know what?
table.
I think
What
that's
if it's
the
a
issue.
potluck?
I think we're getting to the crux of the issue. She's being disrespected by her friends. They're not acknowledging work she did on her house. They're not gifting her the food that they brought. For whatever reason, they feel entitled to behave a certain way towards her. So maybe she needs to either look at herself in the way she's holding herself out to her friends, or maybe realize that she's in a piece of shit
she needs
network.
us as
Just
friends.
get the hell out of there. What town is this?
She's got a
I don't
spot
know.
in the tea room.
But what if it's a potluck?
She is. She's welcome on our show.
If
You
it was
know
a
what?
potluck, and they took it back, would you be offended?
Potluck. I feel like potluck should go in the trash, baby. That stuff is because that's like everybody brought one thing.
Right.
I don't like potlucks. It's like too many. Talk about too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many kitchens.
Too many kitchens.
Too
But it
many.
makes it less stressful if you're like hosting. Like if you're not like, if everyone wants to get together and it's kind of like, we can do it at my house, but like I don't want to do all the work. You know.
I have not been to a meal like that. I can't even remember
I
when.
don't really.
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't been to a
I don't think
potluck.
it's as common in the Jewish world,
I feel like in our world, people really impress with the meals. Like,
which is why I never want to.
I know, but every time I go to someone for a meal, I'm like, I gotta step it up.
Oh, I
you
went
know?
to a lunch yesterday and she had like the fancy chinaware. Even her salad bowls were so beautiful, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay,
I
that
want all-
stuff. I have all that stuff.
So do I.
But it's the amount of time you have to spend preparing.
Yeah.
No.
Got to start Thursday, and then it's all day Friday. That's it's really just blocking. But
And then
it is
it's the
very
cleanup, and then the
satisfying.
cleanup.
Then Carrie has to clean everything up. So
Well,
It's
people
very
get
taxing on him.
people get their like cleaning people to hang around for their
Oh, yeah, that
hosting,
too.
which I don't because it's very awkward with an open kitchen to have
Speaking
someone
of
standing right there.
yeah, speaking of cleaning ladies, next podcast I have
Oh, we have a good.
I have a very interesting story about a now former cleaning lady.
Oh no.
Can't wait to hear it.
So we'll save it. You guys, this was so much fun. We'll see you next week. We're saying goodbye from the tea room.
Well, everyone be sure to follow, like, subscribe, review, all the things.
Yes, we need your reviews. I want your feedback, and write in, call in, let me know what resonated with you and what,
Right in.
What?
not right,
Like the 90s?
I'm sorry.
Call in.
DM.
1-800.
DM, okay? What else? What else do you do? DM, PM.
Yeah.
What
all
else?
the things.
Yeah, and just like,
And let us know what you think
Give a
about our
review.
theme song.
yeah, and guess the theme song, and you will win something. We just haven't decided yet. All right, peace out.
All right,
Mwah.
bye.
Love.